There was this one specific friend. When the relationship had first started, like a couple months later, her mom threw this Thanksgiving party. That's the first time I met her friends. And she has this one friend that just really rubbed me like the wrong way. Like I don't know what it was, but you know, like when you just meet someone and you're
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. I met her, whatever, and I just didn't like her vibes. And then like a few months later, I told her I was like, I don't like your friend. Like I straight up just told her like I don't like her. Like she gives me weird energy. And she was like, oh okay. And I was like, oh, can you cut her off? And then she was like, yeah, like whatever. She'd always do this thing with that girl specifically that they wouldn't talk for like months, and then out of nowhere, nomás, she'd text me. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with her." Out of nowhere, and I was like, "Okay, like, why?"
Yeah.
Like that makes me kind of comfortable,
And very off guard too.
and
Yeah.
very off guard. And it was so last minute. It was like, say Friday. She's like, "Oh, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with her," and I'd always try to understand it. But like, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'd crash out because like,
Yeah.
like come on now. That happened a lot. Like this probably happened like 3 times. I'd be like, oh, like cut her off, this and that. I remember one time, it was out of nowhere. She had she texted me. It was like I don't know 7 o'clock. I don't remember. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go have a sleepover. I was like, oh, with who? She was like, oh, with that one girl. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like I don't like her, and you're gonna go sleep at her house. Like that's weird. Like you're weird. I always tried to like hear her out, but like I just couldn't hear her out. Then one time, I don't know, I was being a little toxica, so I went through her phone. So I went through her phone, and then I seen that her and her friend were like texting, but I had seen that her friend was sending pictures of my ex to this girl, and then that's the girl she cheated on me with. And I was like, bro, like, your friend is weird. Like, why is she doing that? My ex and that girl had history. Like, they used to talk. And that friend knew. And this wasn't the first time she had cheated. She cheated on me 4 times with that same girl.